My name is Jesse Powell, and I have a story to tell. It all kind of started with my wife. She had a 54-day stay in ICU unit with COVID. When she went in, I asked the nurse, what's the chances here? And she said 5%. And my life kind of fell apart at that point. My church came through drastically. Prayers on top of prayers all over the United States brought her out of death's grips. The devil got a hold of me so bad during that time. I got in, I thought I was losing my wife. I thought I was losing my family. I got into things I shouldn't have been into drugs and laying out of work and just not being a good dad, not being a leader of my family. It got me into the point of suicide. On my way to work one morning, I decided, nobody's looking for me, nobody cares. So I took a 2-day journey to end my life. The second morning, I decided to take my life. I'd wrote my suicide note out. I was ready to die. He had me convinced I was useless. And like the Lord had been trying to pull me out of that, and I was ignoring it. But as I wrote that suicide note and I got done, and I laid it on the dash of my truck, because I was going to exhaust pipe my truck and carbon monoxide death. My son showed up. Just as I'd finished the note, and that is not a coincidence. The Lord was not done with me. As I talked to my son and the other guy that came with him, they had a moment where they was changing their minds on where they go, and they came up with the same spot where I was at the same time. The Lord told them where I was at. And they showed up at the moment I was going to start my truck. But the Lord sent my son to me. And I'm here today because of that. And it gets better. And I come home and the pastor was there. In my yard, my porch, everywhere, there was people everywhere. And the Lord showed me that people loved me and I was needed. I told my preacher, I said, I'm ready to be saved. The Lord's worked me over and he's brought me out of hell and he saved me. He pulled my wife out of COVID with a 5% chance of survival through prayers. I had to go to a behavioral health facility for 5 days. In there was this one guy, and I think it was the reason I was put there. And I witnessed to him and I talked to him, and he said he'd been having a rough time. His dad had passed away, and I told him, I asked him, I said, was your dad a Christian? Was he a godly man? And he said, yeah. And he had done the same thing I did. He was wanting to die. I said, son, the only way you're going to get to see him again is get right with the Lord. He told me I'd helped him more than any hospital ever helped him. And I felt in my heart so much joy that I'd helped this man. We had revival at church. And the whole time I was praying the Lord would take care of my family. And the Lord saved my 2 sons. It was the best moment of my life. If anybody ever doubts or gets down, God's there for you. So my story is that I'm here because of the Lord, and my family's getting stronger. And I thank the Lord every day. And I'm thankful for everything and blessed beyond my understanding.